Well, it's morning. Another marvelous day begins as sunshine warms the earth and dries the dew. Birds flit about and enjoy breakfast. Four-footed beasts stealthily move about, seeking a meal as well. Yes, there's danger in the wild for all who wander out into nature's domain. Most animals want to avoid man, but that is not always the case. Be alert and be prepared. In spite of the danger, people seek solitude for their busy lives. There's a call to the wilderness. Everyone needs space, and so come out into the wild places, if only for a long weekend and to get away from the noise and frustration of city living. However, most campers want to take all the conveniences of home with them. Even on a remote road, an accident reminds us that this world is not our home. For the adventuresome, there are four-wheelers. Hang on for a rough ride. There are some places where these four-footed creatures can't be replaced. It's hard to believe that just over 100 years ago, the fastest land transportation was the horse. Danger stalks. It's a good thing that the mountain lion usually avoids man. For the totally fit, there's nothing like a good pair of hiking boots to carry you where few will venture. The sounds of nature soon replace the din of civilization. A little perspiration and a few sore muscles get you to places that give adventure, excitement, and restore the soul. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, which made the heaven and earth. He shall not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
As you look around in nature and you see the incredible things that God's created, it's amazing to me that some people would question that we have a creator. There's so much evidence, whether you look through a microscope, the closer you look at anything in creation, the more complexity and intelligence and design you see, the more sophistication you see, that just makes it really clear that there had to be a creator. Now, I didn't always believe this. I used to believe in evolution, and I used to believe that all these things happen by accident. But after a while, I just could not torture myself into believing that anymore. And it seems to me that there's a great pressure coming from the world to continue repeating something that is really a lie. It's like, I believe Adolf Hitler and Stalin used to say, if you repeat a lie often enough, it will become truth. And in spite of all of the incredible evidence for intelligent design that we have a creator, they keep repeating the lie that all of this happened spontaneously by accident.
All the rivers run into the sea, yet the sea is not full. Unto the place from whence the rivers come, thither they return again. The glory of the Lord shall endure forever. The Lord shall rejoice in his works. He looketh on the earth, and it trembleth. He toucheth the hills, and they smoke. O Lord, how manifold are thy works! In wisdom hast thou made them all. The earth is full of thy riches. Lord, thou hast been our dwelling place in all generations. Before the mountains were brought forth, or ever thou hadst formed the earth and the world, even from everlasting to everlasting, thou art God. Praise ye the Lord. O give thanks unto the Lord, for he is good, for his mercy endureth forever. O Lord, how manifold are thy works! In wisdom hast thou made them all. The earth is full of thy riches. So is this great and wide sea which thou hast made. Praise ye the Lord. Praise the Lord, O my soul, which made the heaven and earth, the sea, and all that therein is. Let the sea roar, and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein. Let the floods clap their hands. Sea lions gather in a sheltered cave along Oregon's coastline. It seems there is a creature created for every environment. These dog-like denizens of the deep survive the heavy, pounding surf along this rocky shore. They can stay submerged for up to 15 minutes, but don't wander far from the coast. 10 miles is about their limit. They are very intelligent creatures and have performed in circuses and aquariums for entertainment. In the Persian Gulf, they were used by the Navy to detect mines, retrieve things, and act as protection from enemy divers. It's quite amazing that these creatures of the wild have been so useful to man. This family of red fox is enjoying a bright sunny day. He is North America's smallest member of the wild dog family. Young fox, or kits as they are called, are cared for by both parents. The young of all creatures enjoy play, and it serves two functions. While building strong bones and muscles, survival skills are learned. The fox is a small predator that will raid a vulnerable henhouse if given the chance, for our world no longer resembles the Garden of Eden. The fox's habitat includes many other wild animals. This young downy great horned owl gets vigorous exercise as she checks out the fox family. It is fortunate for the kits that the bald eagle prefers fish. Bears amble along, slow and cumbersome, but don't be fooled by appearances. He can move very fast. His 4 legs can carry him a whole lot faster than a 2-legged creature. And here is the moose. He's not exactly handsome, but he is a survivor in this wild country. Scurrying here and there among them, the fox keeps busy over the summer, providing for a hungry brood.
This place is laced with God's love in every part of his creation. Stars, in the mountains, even the little pebbles that he's created here. He has laced everything with his absolute love, how he makes these pebbles with all these colors and all these beautiful patterns, and yet at the same time he's made these mountains that are so much more incredible and so much grander. And yet I know that God of the universe also created me, and he also knows me.
O Lord, how manifold are thy works! In wisdom hast thou made them all. The earth is full of thy riches. Make a joyful noise unto the Lord, all ye lands. Serve the Lord with gladness. Come before his presence with singing. Know ye that the Lord, he is God. It is he that hath made us, and not we ourselves. We are his people, and the sheep of his pasture. Enter into his gates with thanksgiving, and into his courts with praise. Be thankful unto him, and bless his name. For the Lord is good, his mercy is everlasting, and his truth endureth to all generations. I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. My soul shall make her boast in the Lord. The humble shall hear thereof and be glad. Praise ye the Lord. Oh, give thanks unto the Lord, for he is good, for his mercy endureth forever. Ye mountains, that ye skipped like rams, and ye little hills like lambs, tremble, thou earth, at the presence of the Lord, at the presence of the God of Jacob.
Most holy Lord, with all of my heart I sing. Great are you, Lord, worthy of praise. Great are you, Lord. Great are you, Lord. Most
Lord, thou hast been our dwelling place in all generations. Before the mountains were brought forth, or ever thou hadst formed the earth and the world, even from everlasting to everlasting, thou art God.
And then the other evidence in nature that there must be a creator is because of the sacrifice and the love that you see, not only demonstrated by people for one another, but even in creation. The sacrificial love of everything from a bear for her cubs to a chicken for her chicks, that they would lay down their lives to save them. And there are stories that we've seen in nature where dogs will carry food to another dog that might be wounded, and they seem to care. They seem to have this love. There's no explanation for that. In evolution, if it's survival for the fittest, then why not just destroy all competition for food? But because there's a God and God is love, He's implanted in the hearts of man and even His creatures a compassion and this desire for social interaction and for love. And that's the only reason that you can explain that.
At the end of the road, trails lead into the backcountry. Here we find moose, North America's largest member of the deer family. He loves aquatic plants and can dive down to 18 feet to feed on the bottom, where he no doubt will surprise an unwary fish. He's the only member of the deer family that feeds underwater. Someone said that this long-legged, ungainly creature was put together by a committee. At least they're admitting that moose have been designed. It looks like superb planning went into creating an animal that fits right into its environment. It would be wise to give this big fellow plenty of space, or you might find yourself on the horns of a dilemma. The bull moose, with his palmate antlers, boasts the largest rack in North America. Besides aquatic plants, moose salad includes willow. This cow needs to stay hidden in the willows until her leg heals up, so she doesn't fall prey to a hungry grizzly bear or a pack of wolves. Grizzlies may attack the weak, but hesitate to take on a healthy adult who will stand and fight. Like bears, you don't want to get between a mother moose and her calf. She loves her baby.
Another compelling truth that, to me, is a very profound argument in favor of creation is simply how people procreate. How most of the creatures in nature, it requires a male and a female to reproduce. And God describes in the first books of Genesis that this is his plan, that it's through a cooperation of love that there is new life. Evolution never really gives an adequate explanation for this because it's very inefficient. If the original cells would multiply just by splitting, then you would think that is the simplest form. For two cells with opposite genders to say, look, we need to agree together to participate and cooperate so that we can procreate using the genes from both of our cells to create a new cell, that would be madness for evolution to produce that kind of system. But if God said, I want through an act of love and cooperation and partnership and unity for new life to be formed, then it makes sense. There is no explanation in evolution for why that would be practical.
His lightnings enlightened the world. The world saw and trembled. The hills melted like wax at the presence of the Lord, at the presence of the Lord of the whole earth. The heavens declare his righteousness, and all the people see his glory. Nature has many beautiful lessons for us to learn. It makes God's word clearer to us, and the Bible makes nature more understandable. Take this verse in 1 Kings, for example. And behold, the Lord passed by, and a great wind rent the mountains, and brake in pieces the rocks before the Lord. But the Lord was not in the wind. And after the wind, an earthquake. But the Lord was not in the earthquake. And after the earthquake, a fire. But the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire, a still, small voice. He still speaks to us in that still, small voice. Look around, friend. You cannot help but see the evidence. Get out into the wild places, away from the man-made. You will be overwhelmed with majestic beauty words are inadequate to describe. There is design and purpose in nature. Since you are here and can contemplate grand themes, it shows that you are created in His image. You are not just some insignificant tiny dot on the evolutionary time chain. Smell the roses and enjoy your significant status in the universe as God's created being. He not only put it all together with you in mind, but died that you can share eternity with him. He's calling you through his created works. Listen to his voice. If what we have here is a tiny reflection of the hereafter, I want to be there. Don't miss out.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved